death. Perhaps the only experience every human being goes through. Some of us experience it earlier than others. It can be natural, or it can be accidental. However, in some cases, it is a mere result of the actions of someone else. How can someone find themselves ready to take away human life? More often than not, the presence of conflict is the answer. Cyprus, the country that me and my grandfather were born in, used to be a British colony in the 1950s. It has always been attractive to other nations due to its multiple geographical advantages. However, its people were starting to get sick of it. A statement made by the British, which made it very clear that Cyprus would never be independent, was the final straw for many, including my grandpa, that forced them to join EOKA, an organization of people fighting for their homeland's independence. The members of EOKA had a double life. My grandfather's parents had always wanted him to become a teacher, and his drive to go to college was unaffected by the fact that he was a member of EOKA. In fact, members of the organization gave an oath not to speak of their membership or the organization and its plans to anyone, even the persons closest to them. The members were so determined to make their dream of independence a reality that they were quite casual with the probability of their own deaths. Often, oaths of this kind lead to orders. It was required that each member fulfills every single command given to them without questioning it. I could not, no matter how hard I tried to, picture myself in a situation where I have to steal guns from the police, spy on a general, or even plan to kill someone. The person giving the orders to start with was a mystery, as the leader of the organization was not known by its members. However, life would still go on for them. My grandfather was attending college when him and a few others were given the order to kill a British officer. How vital is an oath, really? It's rarely given, in rather special circumstances, such as a wedding, for example. But in this case, my grandfather was a fighter, and fighters have got to accomplish each task they were assigned to. It was, after all, what they had given an oath to do. Can you imagine being in a small group who would throw dice to decide which one of them would hold the gun? Would you be ready to live up to the oath you had given? Would you gladly sacrifice your life if everything went south? This is what my grandfather's cousin, Gregory M, did. Grandpa learned of his 8-hour shooting marathon, which resulted in him being burned alive in his hideout, along with every other Greek Cypriot in the news, during a carnival in 1956. Today, he truly believes that Oxendiou was an example of the perfect fighter, someone who would sacrifice themselves like that for the sole purpose of independence. And many fighters did die in the 1955 until 1959 fight to make Cyprus independent. However, there is life in death. The determination and inspiration my grandfather and others received from Oxendiou's sacrifice would be a major part of what led the country to finally become independent. My grandfather's group were unable to kill the person they were assigned to, but the thought about doing it itself stayed with my grandpa for nearly 60 years. He believes now that there should have been a better way of achieving independence, since currently a third of the island is under Turkish occupation. This would make us wonder, was the fight my grandfather took part in even worth it? Did all the lives lost have a purpose of being lost in the first place? Would a different approach back then result in a better outcome? These are all questions without a certain answer.